on Chick Smooth. My man Chick Smooth is in here. Chicks, I want to be on Chick Smooth shit tomorrow.
I got a question for you,
Peace.
buddy. Um,
What up? What up?
and this Charles, I got a question for you, Wack.
What up?
Um, what's up with this interview with the Jim Jones and Big U situation? Because to me, bro, it seemed like Jim Jones got an end game, like he trying to say something without saying something, and then you got people on live saying at the end of this interview, a lot of people gonna have to apologize to Jim Jones. So what you know about that, man?
I don't know. You gotta ask Jim Jones and Big U. I ain't got nothing to do with that interview.
That part.
Yeah,
You
leave
Facts.
my
see?
boy Wack out of that, man. My boy
Yeah, I
Wack
ain't
out
got.
of
Yeah,
that.
No,
I
no,
ain't
no.
got.
I wasn't
What
saying
the
it
fuck
like
Boy
that
out
that.
of that,
interview
man.
about?
I wasn't saying it like
He
that. I
ain't
was
make
just saying
interviews. He
like
had wherever he.
Yeah, I don't
no,
know what that
no.
interview
I got
about,
you.
bro.
I got
We gotta wait and see the interview.
right.
Facts.
That's a
My
fact.
I
son
mean, but
made money. My son here working. He ain't
you know what I mean. So at the end of the day, apologies only come from
from weakness.
situations where motherfuckers is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's no,
That's right.
there's no element or no power, no human being or no man, right? Even though people think so, that can make your fucking wrong right. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
that's
You can
right.
you could do favors for, or you can pay these niggas off or pay them niggas off, and then yeah, they might ride around with you, but even they know you're wrong, right? But they just it's whatever the situation is, the reason why they doing it. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I've I've been in situations where I went into people's backyards, right, and it might be a problem going on because one of my people was dead wrong, but the power of the dollar got the people across the street to stand with him so he can get through there like he right. So I don't know with the interviews. I do know Big U's podcast is called Checking In, and it's kind of symbolic from what I see him doing because people always get offended and they take it wrong when niggas say check in when you come out here. So you got to figure like Big U landed in New York, and it's kind of symbolic for him representing like, yo, it's nothing wrong with checking in. I'm checking in with Jim Jones in New York as a Crip. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I seen. You know what I mean? From Big U side. Now, what Jim talking about or the rest of them talking about, then, that's yet to be seen. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. Yeah. That's what I was
I don't
speaking
know.
on. Totally on the big. I mean, not Big U, but totally on the Jim Jones situation. On Jim Jones side. Cause I
Yeah,
feel like
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like I
I
feel
mean,
like he had like a hit.
he got a situation going on right now that we all know about to where people talking about. So, you never know what he talking about. Jim in the history of music and had several situations he been confronted with. This is just not the first one. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo,
So
Yo,
Yeah.
Wack, respectfully, can
Yo,
I say something?
yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, bro. I want to say something to Wack real quick too.
I
if other
copy.
than that, we
Pardon
have
me.
to wait. We have to wait and see. Really what it's about. But I know Big. That's his podcast. He wasn't. He got a podcast called Checking In. So I think it was kind of symbolic for him representing that checking in don't mean no buster shit or no punk shit. Like everybody can check in when you go to different places. What I seen on Big U side, but we have to wait and see.
Man,
hey,
did y'all
Wack.
see Jim Jones show all his teeth while he was with Big U? He all smiling, he looking all happy and shit. Like, look who I'm with.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what
like
I'm
what the
saying,
fuck is you
bro.
smiling so
I
hard for?
mean,
It's
I mean, what
man.
I will say on Jim Jones' side is Big U's been home uh shit about 16, 17 years. I think he came home in '03, '04, something like that, right? What I will say is this, and this is if he's attempting to do something, nigga, in all these years you ain't never reached a Big U. So if you reach it to him now, right, it says something.
To me
All these
too.
years you ain't never reached, you've been on your super blood shit. You know what I'm saying? Right? And that's cool, right? But you've never reached over there
That's
like he
facts.
said, when I come to your neighborhood, when I come to LA, I want to come walk through your neighborhood. In 16, 17 years, Big U been home doing all he been doing, moving, doing all the shit he been doing. Big U been coming to New York. You ain't never reached to Big U for nothing. So
Big
if
facts.
that is what you're doing, it really shows your hand that you reaching, you trying to camouflage some shit, which, to Big
And
U's defense, as far as I'm concerned, he was just, representing his podcast and checking in. You know what I mean?
you
I
would have
landed in
thought
New
you
No,
York.
would have
that's
thought
what.
Jim Jones got all the homies on the west side, no problem, pull up, roll out the red carpet, and ain't no
Nah,
thing, but he got a
cause
big
he fucks
crib.
with the homies. He fucks with the homies when he come out here. He's never reached to that side ever. He's never done that. So for him to do that right now, if
That
that's
shit
what
is
he's doing
suspect.
on his side, it look a little different on Big U side. I know what he's doing. He doing his podcast. His podcast called Checking In. So I land in New York. I'm Big U, nigga. I'm an OG from the West Coast of Crip. So I'm checking in with Jim Jones in Harlem, New York, and his
I
block,
would
his
have
So you
project.
saying
expected
Jim
Big U
Jones
to. I
trying to
would have
hide the fact
expected
that he a
Big U to
snitch?
check in with another crip, with Bobby or something. Why would he check
I
in with a
mean, Big U.
goofy ass blood nigga
Well,
like Jim Jones?
you gotta remember, and like I said on my side, right? Whatever Jim Jones is a rapper, he a nigga from Harlem, New York. You know what I'm saying? He is a figure out there, right? So when it comes to the business side of running a podcast, you're gonna talk to motherfuckers that got controversy going on around them. You're gonna talk to somebody that complements whatever, your platform is, right? So I say that to say this. We all looking at Jim like you suspect, nigga, you telling, right? But it's the same shit with me. When I do business with 6ix9ine, it's business. That's business. I'm doing business in the building. I'm not walking through a neighborhood with him or nothing like that, but that is a representation of his podcast. He got to sit down with him. He got to question this dude. He got to, let him, respond to whatever he's asking or whatever controversy is going on in the media. People only want to talk to you or fuck with you if something's going on with you.
Yeah,
If
but the
if
shit,
shit ain't going on with you, don't nobody want to interview you. Don't nobody want to talk to you. You
the
just
shit
a
you
nigga over
did,
there.
the
Hey, so you
respectfully,
saying
the shit you
One
did,
mic.
big bro, with 6ix9ine, that was different, bro. Like that was like a lab rat situation. Like, yo, you really out here? You told and you did all this? I gotta, I got some questions, homie, because I ain't never seen some shit like this.
I
But
haven't
right
though. And
back to
if I wouldn't have
scheduled
seen it
programming.
myself, bro, if I wouldn't have seen it and continued to see it, I wouldn't have believed that shit. Like I'd have thought he was capping, but
Uh
that little nigga really, that's really, really doing. I advise him not to do it. You ain't gotta have
Absolutely.
police with you, but you need to keep somebody with you. But he on what he on. But we ought to wait to see what it's about. On Big U side, I understand. He's representing his platform and doing what he doing for his checking in, his podcast that's on World Star. But on Jim Jones' side, it's a little funny because all these years, Draw's been on 17 years. You ain't never reached that way ever. I don't
hey
even think
look, so you
I
saying
don't
Jim
even think
Jones
him
trying to
and
hide the
Nipsey
fact
got
that
any
he a
work
snitch?
together. I
One
could be
mic.
wrong.
Sheesh.
I could be wrong, but I don't even think him and Nip got any work together. I could be wrong,
Nah, they
right?
don't.
So
They don't.
that's what I'm saying. In all these years, Nip moving around, you ain't never reached over there like that. So
I
yeah, it's a
feel
little
like
different for
that he
Jim.
only
Hey,
reached out because of the controversy that's going around right
exactly,
now.
He
Yeah,
trying to
exactly.
Wack.
hide the fact that
All
he
right.
telling. He don't want niggas to
You know,
know he telling.
everybody go watch that shit. Let Big U get his views up. Cause that's really what it's for. You know what I mean? It was a great move for his business on his side. So everybody go
EP,
check it out, watch that shit, share that shit. Shit, we see what it's
EP,
about.
Check this out. Let me interject. Let me interject. This Reek. Hey, Wack. So we did the video just the other day. Jim Jones, confidential informant or King of New York, and then the very next day, this nigga Jim Jones pop up with Big U. It's like I felt like he was politicking on the video, and you've been reaching out to him. So it's like he like went around you and like nigga like pretty much on some like nigga I ain't even gonna address him, but look I'm with Big U, so ha ha ha, this your homie and I'm with him type shit.
But
That's how
Big
I
U
took it.
ain't got
Like,
Hey,
nothing to do with that.
nah, he don't
Hey,
got
look,
nothing to do with it,
hey,
but
hey,
he from the
hey,
West
Wack,
Coast.
this
He from
why.
out here.
yeah, he ain't got listen, dude Draw's got a podcast, bro, and this real shit. He gonna talk to everybody he need to talk to, anybody he feel he need to talk to. And I think personally with the controversy going on around Jim Jones, Big U being from where he from, and the name of his podcast is Checking In the representation of where look, when we say checking in, we don't mean just when you come to LA, you got to call this, that, and other. I'm a LA nigga I'm checking in with Jim Jones, a New York blood, as a Rolling 60 Crip. I'm walking through his project, this, that, and the other. So, on his side is what it is. But like I said, what looks suspect, His draw's been on 17 years. Jim Jones ain't never reached to him to do nothing, even when Nip was alive.
But
Do no
why Big
music or do
U?
nothing.
But why Big U acting like all this ain't going on? Like oh shit, I'm
Well,
in New York. Let me check in with
It's
a
a
real fight blood.
He
business.
well,
said it's
first of all,
business.
Big U
Nah.
was
One
first of
mic,
all,
y'all.
Big
One
U was
mic.
big on Big U was very big on paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So he hear what's going on. He gonna see what's going on until he actually sees some paperwork. It really ain't going on. You know what I mean? You
But
talking
that's
to a
how it
man.
go, Wack.
That's
Yeah,
how
you
it
You know
talking
go.
to
that's
a
how it
man.
Yeah.
go.
You talking to
Definitely.
a man. Now it's a few of us that we gonna look at it and say, nigga, something ain't right about this shit. And then it's a few New York cats that know about other situation from 2008 and some other shit. So
Yo, Wack, can I ask you a question? I
You in the
swear after this
Matrix,
I'm gonna
huh?
shut up.
you
After this
gonna
I'm gonna
play
shut
it.
up. I just wanna ask one
Big you
question.
gonna play it. Big you gonna play it. He gonna play it. A big play. You know that man did prison. He did some serious cases, beat some serious cases. So
By the way, I just wanted to pop in real quick. Say salute, Wack. Welcome to the room. I was late. I didn't realize you
some
was in here.
paperwork put up on that man today. He lied not to even let the shit come up. But until then, he gonna play it that way. That's just him.
Hey,
Everybody
let me
each
say
his own.
something real quick, Unc. This
Yeah.
Rob, I'm coming back to the city today, so as soon as I land, I'm gonna call you so we can
Nigga,
handle what we need to handle.
this nigga right here, he want to fight so bad. He want to just fight so bad. This nigga
So
Wait,
that
what?
that's the one.
Hey, Unc,
yeah,
as
he
soon as
still
I
want to
land,
fight.
I'm coming. I'm
He
calling
wanna
you,
Hey,
fight
so I'll
who,
be back
Wack?
hey,
home.
Ain't nothing
hey,
No,
going
he
on.
Wack
want to fight my
100.
little
Right.
homeboy, huh?
My bad,
This
bro.
this
My
this Lamont do send from Brims, right?
Uh-huh.
FHN. So
One love.
now we talked about
Now wait,
we talked about
slow down. What FH? What that mean, nephew? So I know what that mean. You said a bunch, so
LA
I know what
Brim. That's
Brim
what it
mean.
means.
You from
Fruit,
Hey,
LA, Brim,
Lamonte,
right?
tap
Harvard,
in with me. I'm
Nets.
trying to set some shit up.
If
Huh?
if you if Fruit, Harvard, Nets. If you was tapping in with the
Oh, okay,
homies
I
on the
got you.
West, you would know a little bit more about it,
Nah,
right?
we say 5 times, Brim, bro. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Little man from Six Deuce, who one of the forefathers of
What's
that shit.
5 times Brims? What are you talking about?
Don't know what that is? That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
I was tapped in, right? It's 5 time brim, right? You know what I'm saying? So if you understood what that was, right? No, nigga, it's 5 brim sets over here. Do you know them?
What are the 5 Brims set?
Come on.
If you could,
Politics. What is
yeah,
this?
if you gotta ask, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
Hey,
Just
yo,
let
yeah.
him
No, no,
I
no.
explain
didn't.
it.
Wait,
Oh.
wait,
Yeah,
wait,
me
wait,
being tapped in.
wait. You said there's 5 Brim sets. What are the 5 Brim sets?